Do you have a decision to make on your goalkeeper tomorrow?
James.
It will be, yeah.
Yeah.
How impressed have you been his response to? Like, he's obviously not been in the Premier League team, but he's obviously stayed focused and enough for these games.
Carabao Cup was a main figure, and FA Cup the same. So I'm really pleased that he can play. So we have, I said many times, so the big clubs always have two really two keepers. It's really good, and James and Gigi there.
Hi Pep, just back onto John Stones. He's only played twice since December, both games in the FA Cup. What's been sort of happening? Has he sort of got close and then kept breaking down, or?
I've been injured for many times. I was back, and now Kusa and Marcus playing incredible well. Nathan in the final and Carabao play outstanding. Since then, play 5 minutes. Cannot be more unfair with Nathan. So, but they had to compete. So. Both central defenders are exceptional. Kusa is, what can I say, and Mark the same. So, and I've been injured and he's coming back. The important is like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, he's already training full and well, and this is the best news.
You've got a lot of centre-backs. Maybe Thomas Tuchel is still sort of counting on him for the World Cup?
I hope so.
Do you think he'd be able to play sort of consecutive games?
Definitely.
Hi Pep, the Carabao Cup final last month felt like a big moment for the team and the squad. How much of both cup competitions helped the team kind of come together for
the experience, Carabao helps. Now it's a little bit later, the final, before it was in January, February maybe. And it's okay, we won one title already. It's like, of course it's nothing, but the mindset is, okay, we won one title this season. It's a good feeling. And I think that it was a good moment to feel. It was a good moment, but you have long weeks, before the Carabao Cup and the things. You have long week until Liverpool, FA Cup, and long weeks at the Premier League game. So that helps. When I said in the previous press conference in Etihad Stadium, so it's another competition when you play 1 game a week or play 3 games a week. It's another competition. It's another status, we are fresh in many things. You have time for everything to recover. The people arrive in good mood, and now that was not. So we are right there. You have a long week, and after we have if you reach the final, we have 3 days until the end.
How's the atmosphere with the players at the moment? Does it feel like it would do with previous teams when there's titles to go for?
It's good. The players don't play not much happy because, the last games, long weeks, I rotate less because in the last 5-6 games, concede 1 goal. And with Arsenal game and the rest, we have been quite good. So that's why always I do, and I try to involve everyone, but when I arrive in the last part of the season, always I try to, now when I'm pretty sure in the last 4 or 5 games, I give a team like the vibe is good, I rotate less and make less changes. But now I have to think about it. Today, second day always tired, and we come for some energy a little bit drained, and some physios tell me, be careful that player for the historial, for the potential injury. One player is injured right now, it's gone, it's over. And now I want to have the players available for the Everton until the end.
You always say the players should be disappointed when they're not playing. That's how it has to be. But what's like the line? Like, at what point does it get too much? And how often does that happen?
They can be so sad. As much they train good, and they have a good relation with the mates and the organization on the pitch and off the pitch, that they pay the salaries and take care of them incredible, is more than fine. It's normal. I would not like it. They are happy. So, but as much they train good, and they are focused and respect what does it mean to Man City, it's fine.
Hi, Pep. In a few press conferences recently, you've referenced things that happened back in your first season, back in 2016, like Nolito, and there was a moment with Gundogan at Chelsea. Why do those things stick out with everything that's happened over the last 10 years? Why do those moments still stick out with you?
Because I have a good memories. I don't forget. Are really good. Because there are things too obvious. Too obvious. So that's why. But always don't think I am all the time living with that. So I have that, but it's forgotten. But otherwise, we will not achieve what we achieve. You are not focused what you have to do. Always I said many times. Managers, like politicians, have a lot of wars to deal or subjects to deal. You have to choose which ones it's worth. The other ones, it doesn't matter.
Are there others that you've got ready to go for future?
Sorry?
Are there other things that you've got ready to go for future that you still remember that we've maybe forgotten?
No. Always I said, the important things you never forget. When you need a pen to write in a paper, it's because it's not important. The really important things in life, you don't need a paper to write. You never forget. The less important, you write it because you've forgotten. Will be forgotten anyway.
Hi, but when we spoke to you last summer in the US, you said that you played in the Club World Cup. You weren't really sure how the fatigue of that would affect the players until we got to March and April. Now we're here. Have you noticed any different in how tired the players are? Are you getting data to suggest that they're more tired than perhaps they are at different stages of other seasons that you've had?
I don't think who were on holidays, not much, but after that, I didn't think once. I miss this World Cup because I said many times, okay, but for Al Hilal was not good, and we preferred to arrive less stages, but not for why the title itself, because we were incredible, creating a good vibe there. We were so good in that place, so good. And everybody was so happy there. The people had the feeling, I want to go holidays. No, completely the opposite. And it was the disappointment to say, extend that, not because we are creating some. But after that, the start of the season, and the up and downs that they had, it was not because the World Cup, it's because we didn't play good. The Open was better. And at the end, many things, a lot of things we changed. Is the season where they changed a lot of different ways to attack and defend, until find for the new players the best way. I felt that it was comfortable. And we found it maybe too late, right? But it's where it is.
Do you think in terms, you speak a lot about the body language of the players, the connections that they have together, given how tough it was at times last season, that what you described there at the Club World Cup, you're away in that hotel in Miami, you all got to bond, the families were there, that has helped what you've been able to achieve this season, when perhaps some people maybe thought that...
It was something. It was not decisive, of course. We do have bumpings but yeah, it was. We went to the World Cup for the new season. So the last season finished in Fulham game, qualified Champions League, was over. And after in the World Cup, it's like a start of the season. You have to have a break for 2-3 weeks to start the pre-season in Wolves and the rest. So mentally it was like that, and refreshed, new captains, new players came, and everything was. Was a start. Pep Linders come, and many things start to do it, and have not been perfect, have not been nice, but I had the feeling that certain little things start to click, or start to say, okay, we are in a good way.
I'll stay with Fred and Paul. Thank you.
Pep, on the rotation subject, I would like to ask you about Savinho. You've given him important minutes against Liverpool, Chelsea, Burnley. But I feel something's missing. I don't know if you feel that his development in the second season hasn't reached what, at least, we expected from the outside.
No, the reason why they implement was Savinho and Antoine make an incredible impact. So I don't know if you can find more decisive winger than Jeremy right now, and Doku, to be honest. The threat that guy is unbelievable. Look the first goal in Burnley, how he fight, control the assist from Erling. So it's difficult to find. But they have to be careful with him. Play 3 days with Jeremy for his stereo is be careful. That is why. They play in Madrid, Savinho. So it's not a friendly game, right? Champions League, first leg. So it's not about that. It's just sometimes here, and I know, I remember against Newcastle, FA Cup, I think so, was the man of the match, the best, what a game he played before Madrid. Yeah. And after was injured. And after the back, and after, sometimes happen. But extend the contract, since not long time ago, that might how the club trusts him with having crowd potential.
When we spoke to you in America last year about John Stones, you were saying you really wanted, was hoping that he'd be kind of back to his best when it comes to his fitness levels. Is it a little bit disappointing that he's not come back to that level? Because he's a very important player in this club's history.
Yeah, 10 years together, always I won, and I cannot judge the performance because I've been a little bit out. That is the only problem. I don't have any doubts with John. It's just when he can cap his level, he's a top central defender. There's no doubt. But we said so. Only I won fit, and unfortunately, like last season, was a lot of time would not be possible. But still, we have tomorrow. We have 5, potential 6, and he's a lovely, incredible teammate. And we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Thank you.